Gotta share the trails, right? And I was in Alaska at this time, that I left home at 12 and raised myself. So I lived in a cabin in the woods in Alaska at 12 years old, alone, and I worked a cannery.
Lied about your age.
Lied about my age. I looked a little older than 12. And I worked,
Still
and I
smoking
made
that cigarette.
and I made $2.75 an hour, and I took care of myself, and I did that for a number of years. And so yeah, my upbringing, I was out all the time, always out in the wild, out in the woods.
In other words, she's independent, and you can't tell her anything.
So yeah, I at 12, I was out living in a cabin in Homer, Alaska, and working at Alaskan Seafoods out on the Homer Spit. So maybe that's why I got the wild streak. I don't know.
Yeah. Stubborn, independent streak.
Well, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So a friend from the PCT, Kevin, this is
Kevin.
his house, and he's doing us a favor by
Renting it to us.
and we're doing him a favor by living here and kind of keeping an eye on it. But he's part of the Kitsap co-op, and so he's really big into these little raised gardens, and so we're just kind of doing
trying
a little bit back here, and I think boysenberry. And raspberries over at the other side. So we've had asparagus for a month.
Mint at the end.
These are Brussels sprouts.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about the
Brussels sprouts. Here's some mint. That's smell that. That's really nice. And my climbing stuff in there. That's for outdoor. And Karen has her gear and River Smith Rock.
Oh yeah. Oh, and then get that Te Araroa book out. Trail marathon that I just did, and then Orcas Island 50K over on Orcas Island. This was from the Tarawera 50K trail marathon in New Zealand. I just like the actual medal itself. It's a wooden medal, so that's kind of one of my favorites. Keep kind of all over, it's scattered everywhere. Boxes of shoes. I've got, I don't know how many pairs I have right at the moment, 50 miles on. So these are my trail Hokas. These are if I'm on the pavement Hokas, which is, they're looking clean because I don't go on the pavement that much. And then my La Sportivas are probably at the front door with my gaiters. We are going to go into kind of my workout room, and I have a friend staying over right now because he just rode a bike for 400K, and he's been not sleeping for the last, 36 hours or something like that. So he's crashing here.
He has to sleep before
he's sleeping before we'll let him drive home. But this is my workout room, and I wanted you to see it, so we'll be kind of quiet. My workout bar here, and we'll just go over John here. So I got all this stuff in New Zealand. I didn't buy it in New Zealand, but I learned how to use this stuff in New Zealand. Love these things, they're great. Okay, we're gonna get out of here. I started doing trail running probably 10 years ago. I used to run pavement quite a bit more, and we did short distance running, did a lot of 5K races, 10K races, and I got tired of the pavement and started trails and just fell in love with them. Never gone back. So to me, it was just the love of being out in the woods and the trails themselves. I felt like I would get a better workout, even though it was harder than the pavement, physically more demanding, but it was more enjoyable and more rewarding to me.
Whitewater kayak for quite a while, and then kind of switched to to climbing, and then met Karen, and Karen kept signing me up for these events. It's like, honey, you're signed up for this trail marathon or this 50K, and I had to kind of show up and do them.
Well, stepping back from that just a little bit, he said he couldn't do these ultras, the longer runs, because he'd never run a marathon before.
That's right.
So I would just sign him up for a 50K, and then he could still say that, well, no, I've never run a marathon. I've never done a marathon distance. It's always a 50K or whatever. And so that's how he kind of got into doing events, I guess. I would sign him up.
That's true.
And so now he just kind of does them with me. If I sign up for something, I sign him up for something. And he'll just tag along. I have run about 170 or 171 ultra events. And that doesn't include the ones I haven't finished, which are many. But George has probably run, I don't know. I would have to guess with him. I keep track of mine.
I haven't really kept track of mine, so I'm not
I'm
sure.
guessing you're probably at 50,
75 maybe.
75, something like that.
What's the next race?
Vashon Island, 50K. And then White River. After White River, I think...
Cle Elum.
Oh yeah, Cle Elum. I did
And
just sign
Baker
up
Lake.
for that, and then I signed up for Baker Lake.
So yeah, we have 4.
So those are all 50Ks minus White River is a 50 miler. So we'll see how that all goes. Yeah. That's a weird noise though. He's not moving very fast. It almost sounds like a chainsaw. Here they come.
Nice little obstacle they built for us.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this is Green Mountain. This is a state forest managed by DNR. So it's a working forest. They are actively logging. When we get up top, we'll kind of go next to a clear cut. But the plus side of that is it's opened up great views on a nice day. But this is a great go-to mountain for trail running, hiking, bicycle riding, just minutes from Bremerton, minutes from where we live. It's a hidden gem. So I've taken a couple sabbaticals from work. One was when I was 50, and I spent that time climbing. I went up to Alaska and actually summited Fairweather, which is out of Glacier Bay. And it was a 15,500 peak. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Exactly. Let's see. That took us an hour 11.
There you go. Have a little bite. This is pretty typical up here.
Yeah.
Cloudy and no view.
Oh, we get some good
Yep.
views there.
It's just such a nice place. This is typical. You see a motorcycle or two and a few people and.
Good morning. What's going on today?
Well,
We're gonna give it a
give
go
it a
at
go.
White River.
Yeah, we have to admit we're not too well trained today.
No.
So the optimism is very low today.
Yes, but it's a good day to be out.
So
I have pulled my oblique muscle 3 weeks ago, and I haven't run for 3 weeks. So today is the test to see if I can run. And I'm going to go up to Ranger Creek, and if it doesn't feel good, I'm going to come right back down to Buck Creek, and that'll be, 17 miles round trip, I think.
yeah, usually we're a little better trained than we are now. So yeah, anyways, yeah, we'll give it all we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been busy building our house and the ditches digging, so,
So-
we're fairly tired from all the ditching.
And rock climbing. And
Yeah, a little bit. So yeah, life got in the way a little bit this time.
It
so,
did. It
You
did.
know, anyways, that is pretty lame to throw out excuses before we even start.
Got a long porta-john line, so I'll time the start kind of accordingly, but we may need to take whatever time it takes from you to get to the end of the porta-john in and subtract that from your finishing time. It won't be official, but it'll be your porta-john time today, because I do want to start.
French doors. And yeah, careful with your head. Here's the breakfast island, or kitchen island.
We can go back to the garage, get out of the rain. Well, I signed up for White River, 2 days after Orcas Island 50K, I guess, so back in February.
When we were feeling good about
We
ourselves.
were feeling good, and 3 days after I signed up for White River, I fell and had a severe injury on my quadricep. Pretty good contusion of it, so I didn't run for quite a while. And, I knew White River was looming months to come, and so I did recover from this, got some runs in, and then my hip has been bothering me for the last 4 weeks or so. So I knew going into White River wasn't going to be a pleasant experience, but I'd signed up for it, and I was not opposed to just doing what I call the Buck Creek Marathon, which is going out to Corral Pass and back down to Buck Creek. It's about 27 miles, so that was kind of the plan. But as the week progressed further towards race day, I realized my hip was really not feeling good, and I thought, okay, we'll just see how it goes the day of the race. And so that's kind of how I went into it, and we started, the gun went off, and we're all running down the road, and my hip was okay for about the first 3 miles until we hit the first aid station. And then it was just torture all the way up to Ranger Creek. We almost walked the whole thing. And then at Ranger Creek, I decided to just cut down and go down the what is that, traversing that trail that traverses down to the bottom, just go straight back to Buck Creek. So we ended up doing that, and 16 miles.
Did the Ranger Creek half marathon.
Yes, but it was all good. I mean, it's so beautiful up there. It's a beautiful run, and that section up even to Ranger Creek is amazing. You get up on top of the ridge there; it's very pretty. It's really nice. So we had a great day. It was good. We were happy to get done early and get back home. We had stuff to do around the building site here, so we came back and worked. Okay, I mean, I'm happy to start something, and I mean, obviously the goal is you want to finish, but you don't ever know if you're going to finish a race. For me anyway, at my age, I don't know. I don't remember.
DFLs quite a few times also.
Yes, many DFLs, many of those, but that's okay. Hey, I was not DFL yesterday, so that was good.
Yeah.
I walk through the woods here all the time. I literally romp through the woods, you know. I mean, I bushwhack through the woods, and don't we? We do. We love it, you know. And then we go back out to the back, and so I see myself getting older, just never changing, and just, you know, keep looking for the ticks on me, I guess.